They told me fucking believe the life I've been living turned me to a beast. And if you don't know me, I came from the streets. I'm riding around with a couple of G's, riding around with a 40 on me. Touching some bands that mean nothing to me. Roll up on me and we gon' make a scene. Got a red cup fitted up. Long way from the bottom, now I'm routing in my lane. Had to sacrifice a lot just so I could make a way. Went from rolling in the mud to chasing bags, wearing chains. Nigga, I'm a different breed, so I know we not the same. Came a long way from your boyfriend a bitch and I said it. How we claiming he real but he faking. Meet his ass in the streets with no backup on me. Say that shit to the gram and then read it. Call your bitch every night and she love it. And she want me cause she know I'm thugging. Don't try pulling up on me cause I swear to God.
Alright, it ain't exclusive if it ain't a Emlyn exclusive. It's your boy BQ and welcome to the Low Key Facts podcast right here in downtown San Jose with the one and only Mr. Youngin in the building.
And in Nicaraguan Culture, man. Thank you for having me over here, man.
Of course, man, of course. Well, this is a very special production. This is a very selfish production, I'll be honest. I know people are like, you know, San Jose, I'm all about uplifting my culture, but this is very selfish. When you own your own shit, you want to do what the fuck you want to do, right? So, you know, first I want to give you your props because you creating some dope ass content, some dope ass music. You collaborating with some people that you wouldn't anticipate other Nicoyas to be in the scene with. So I think that shit's hella dope and I think it's fire. So a lot of people in the audience are gonna be consuming this. They're gonna be like, you know, who's this guy Youngin? Like, why is he even with BQ? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Because he's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy for sure. So I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself for the people that don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna just let you know I kind of hate introducing myself because then it's always that point where you're like you don't know yourself. No, my name is Youngin Flo. I'm from the Bay Area, San Francisco to be specific, man. I'm a rapper, engineer, writer, songwriter, beat maker, everything really. But yeah, man, I'm 26 years old and ready to take over the world. Yeah.
So many titles, so versatile. So like, man. I mean, how did you even get involved with music to begin with? I mean, I think it's a very cliched thing to start with, but I mean, you already labeled so many different avenues and you seem like you specialize in different things. Yeah. So how did it all begin?
I remember when I was younger, my aunt, well, not my auntie, my grandma, she had this old ass, heavy ass Casio, bro, in like the family room, right? Because we were kind of bougie back then, right? So we had like a family room and a living room.
Yeah.
Like,
we had one of those too.
Room, we had like a fat ass Casio, bro. So I used to like press random keys. And I remember I made my first melody. And I was like, that sounds pretty good. You know what I mean? So I kind of just kept going. And then that was really like the production side of it, right? Like I knew that I wanted to do that. But I started rapping because my older cousin, you know, R.I.P. Louis, man, Louis' World, you feel me? But he, we would go as kids to the San Pablo Dam Reservoir for like, you know, family parties and shit.
Yeah.
And like, one time, you know, he was like, bro, you're not gonna rap battle that kid over there. And I was like, I don't even know how to rap. And he was like, go rap. Look, I'm gonna write it down for you. So he wrote down this napkin. And now that I remember it, bro, it was like a horrible fucking like rehash of 50 Cents in the Club.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like that era, you
Classic.
feel me? And it was like, he had made me say some dumbass shit and I lost. And I was hella mad, but then he started laughing and he just did it to make himself laugh. Yeah, because that's what he would do, you feel me?
Yeah, he's just fucking around.
And, you know, I kind of like once I set a goal to something or I want to prove somebody wrong or some shit, you feel me? Then I always set my goal to it, you feel me? And then I just kind of stuck with it, kind of started getting better, writing my own songs, getting beats and, you know, doing hella shit, you feel me? So I just kind of got good at it, you know what I mean? So eventually I just found a way to like monetize it, you feel me, as of late, you know, but you gotta do a whole bunch of free shit for hella long, bro.
It's part of the game.
You know, that's why people give up, you know what I mean? Because you gotta do a whole bunch of free ass shit and you don't want to do it, you know what I mean? Pero así es la vida, ¿me entendés?
Hell yeah.
You feel me? But,
shit was easy, everyone would do it, right?
Yeah.
So you came all the way from the city. I just want to give you props. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy ass schedule because I know yo as a hustler like to get shit done overnight. Man. You just said you got a session at 10 o'clock till 5 a.m. So
yeah, I feel a smash.
I'm a little opposite. I wake up early and I do late. This guy's different, but we get it in. So you came all the way from the city. So, I mean, your upbringing is a lot different from people that normally come on this podcast. Yeah. So I kind of want to dive into a little bit about how, you know, you grew up, you know, before you even got to that point where you got into music. Yeah. Like, how was your upbringing in life in San Francisco? You know, how is even life in San Francisco?
It was cool, bro. Like, it's definitely different than it is now, but like I lived in like a rough part of San Francisco. I used to live on the Lower Mission, so it was crazy because like we lived in this like callejoncito, you feel me, like a little like alley that was on the other side. Like Mission was the next street over. It was on Cap Street, And it was crazy because like it was a red light district, you feel me? So it was always like hella crazy, weird shit going on. And then at the same time, we lived next to a homeless shelter.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like insane, the type of like people and the type of things that, you know, kind of happen, you feel me? But it kind of like woke me up to life early, you feel me? Like being around all that, you know, drug dealing and you know, like sex workers, and, you know, shit like that. You feel me? It was kind of crazy, but it's a beautiful city though, man. Like I love it, bro. Like I used to love walking through the Mission, going to Dolores Park, bro. Like in the summer when I was a kid. My little brother and I used to think we were skateboarders and shit, so he used to be skateboarding. I sucked though. I fell like twice, and I was like, "Fuck that."
That shit ain't easy. I don't know how motherfuckers do that shit.
Hell nah, bro. I'm not fond of falling, bro. So
hell no, that shit hurt. So, you fall right, that shit fucking hurts.
Hell nah, that shit scars you for life, bro. You're like, fuck this, bro.
I still got scars from that shit.
Straight up, bro. But yeah, it was cool, man.
So I mean, like that lifestyle is a little different for some people, and you know, you mentioned like you were living in that little callejon, you know, the little alleyways, and you were experiencing just a different lifestyle at a young age. Right. So what was one of the most craziest experiences that you had living in that lifestyle? I know there's probably a bunch, but which one stands out to you the most? It's crazy
because like when I was saying that I was going to break into the story, but I was like, hold on. No, but this is crazy. There was a few crazy ass times, bro, but I remember there was this one time my dad used to take us to school in the morning, bro, so like we used to wake up hella early. He used to work construction, so you know how it be for me. He wake up hella early. So we in the car, right? We get into his car. He's warming up the car and shit. He used to have a F-150, you feel me? So that motherfucker take forever to warm up, bro. Yeah. So we in that motherfucker and then we chilling, and then a sex worker comes up to the car and she goes, I'll do something for you for $20. And we're in the car, bro.
Oh shit.
It's insane. Like we're inside of the car, bro, and we're like, what the fuck? And then she was like, she looked into the car and then she looks at my dad and goes, do you work for the cops? And I'm like, bro, I think I was like 10 or 11, and even I thought, is this girl crazy? What's wrong with this woman, bro? And then my dad was like, get away from my car.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck away from my car. And then she left. But I remember that was one of the wildest times that like, I don't know. I always remember that, bro, because it's just, you know, it's the environment. That's like a trademark of the environment, bro. It was tough living in a red light district, bro. Like, that shit was crazy, bro. Like, that shit was hella insane. Like, you couldn't walk outside. I wasn't allowed to leave my house, bro. Like, I wasn't allowed to even be in the patio. Yeah. It was dangerous, bro. And this was like at the top of the gang violence out there. You feel me? So, like, it was insane. We actually moved out to the East Bay because she didn't want me to get into trouble, but I still find a way to do shit. You feel me? So I still found myself doing some dumbass shit with my brother. You feel me? But luckily we got out of that motherfucker. But yeah, bro, that shit was crazy, bro. Living in San Francisco at that time, bro, where it was dangerous, it was cracking. Yeah. It was super cracking.
There's a lot of shit going on at that time.
Because now that it's gentrified, it's kind of like, all right, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's expected, but it was hella cracking back then. But it definitely wasn't a good environment to be raised in, though. It motivated me to do a lot of dumb shit.
I can imagine shit. I mean, it's an intervention between a lot of, you know, Latino culture. Yeah. You got a lot of, you know, just different things. The Bay Area is known for like being trendsetters, if you ask me. Like, yeah, for sure. Everything starts in the Bay Area and eventually spreads out to everywhere else. Yep. Which leads into my next question. You know, living in San Francisco is very cultural, perceived as gentrified outside in. Yeah. So do you feel like Latin culture, Nicaraguan culture were impacted by the wave of tech, or did they benefit economically because, you know, there's more money coming in?
I would feel like Nica's a little narrow, like little specific. I feel like Latin culture in general in San Francisco has changed a lot. You feel me? Like I remember when I was a child, like I would be walking down the street, you know, and you would see like a Santana impersonator, because, you know, if you don't know, Carlos Santana's from San Francisco. We pride ourselves in that shit. So
facts.
That's us. But like we used to see Santana impersonators, acrobats doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? Just shit that you see in the other countries and shit, but in San Francisco. But ever since tech came through, it kind of like fucked everything up. And I always say it's kind of like it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because like you said, we trendsetters. So all that shit started here. You know what I mean? In the Bay, you feel me? And I don't see San Jose as the stepchild. It's part of the Bay.
Yes, sir. So, water touches. Water touches.
All right, man. Wherever it's like when Mufasa told Simba, "Wherever the light touches, it's our kingdom."
Hey, say less. Say less.
The light still touches in San Jose. And my boy over there, like, he's about to cry because he's like, yes. Yeah, bro, but it definitely got impacted, bro. Like, it definitely did, man. Like, it's different now, bro. Like, I feel like the soul's gone. You know what I mean? Like, the soul's gone and it's been replaced by money and people that you know, because I used to do lift and shit, bro. So, like, I saw the type of people that would come, you know what I mean? And like they're great people. Don't get me wrong. Like they're great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not one to like talk down on people. You feel me? But I also see that, you know, it's people that don't give a shit about the city. You feel me? Like, it's the type of people that get pissed off because their gym or their coffee shop parking lot is full because Carnival's going on. Like, Carnivals are shit. You feel me?
It's a big festival, happens every year.
It's us. You feel me? So it's like people are getting mad at shit like that. You feel me? And it's kind of like, all right, bro, like, you're a tourist here no matter how long you stay. You feel me? But I do have this rule with people that if you scream in traffic one time, you're kind of part of the bay now, bro. If you go, fuck, because you're stuck in traffic for like an hour, bro, then bro, you one of us.
Facts. There's some people understand until you actually experience that shit.
Oh my God,
I think LA
bro.
might have, you know, a parallel when it comes to that traffic.
Oh no, LA's worse though.
That shit is bad as fuck.
LA sucks.
The population is like what, 3-4 mil?
Yeah, bro, it's insane, bro. Like like just to go a mile and a half, it takes you an hour, bro.
That is hella true.
I swear
that
to God, bro. Ubers cost hella money out there, boy. Like, you in that motherfucker for hella long. Come out and you trying to go to the grocery store for like 15 minutes away, bro, and you're paying like $40. Like, bro, I can get a Vallejo from here for $40, man.
That's
Fuck all that shit.
It's interesting because when you dive into the history about San Francisco, knowing like before Mission District was Latino culture, it was Irish culture prior to Latino culture. So it's almost just like the cycle of how things is manifesting. So that's what I've heard. That's what I heard from other people in San Francisco, how they take it, because it's just like at the end of the day, gentrification comes from the tech hub and just kind of like what's been growing from it, and economically it's benefiting the whole Bay Area. You know, for small businesses and other, you know, people that needs jobs. But at the end of the day, it's unfortunate to see the culture just shift.
For sure, away. Bro. It's unstoppable. It's unstoppable, and it's just like it's the same type of people that be complaining about it, right? And then they check their phone. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, like that's exactly what this shit's all about. You know what I mean? Like the gentrification comes from, you know, like the technology and shit. And like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. I'm kind of neutral about it. You know what I mean? Because it sucks to see all the shit that I grew up with, you know, go. But then at the same time, I'm actually like, I'm excited to see what comes from it. You know
exactly. Because now information is more accessible. You know, anybody can build a business from a laptop now. Even a cell phone by itself. There's motherfuckers making just e-commerce off of Shopify on their phone and selling bullshit and just making profit.
And not to mention, we got fucking dancing robots now, bro. That's fucking tight. When I get rich, when I get rich, bro, I'm gonna fuck around and buy a dancing robot, bro. I'm gonna buy a robot bodyguard, blood. I swear to God, I'm finna take that motherfucker everywhere, bro. I swear to God, bro, I'm gonna be in Nicaragua.
R2D2, let's go, motherfucker.
Straight up, bro. I'm gonna be in Nicaragua with a fucking tall ass fucking robot, bro. It's like, hey, mírame ese hueputa, se me está acercando demasiado. It's like, yes, sir. And he's gonna fuck around, just grab that.
Yes, youngin.
Yes, sir. I told you, master.
So you say blessing and curse. You know, different ways how I perceive that as well is, you know, just the curse can come from just the traffic and the population increase. Another benefit could just be like, you know, businesses having more traffic. For example, like Apple. Apple being one of the biggest companies, $1 trillion company in the Bay Area, in the world. And I noticed recently I don't know how recent it was, but you were performing in Apple in the Union Square. And isn't an ordinary location to perform. So where's the opportunity for some talent to hack in there? And how did you even get a chance to perform in that in that environment?
All right, cool. This is where the shout-outs come in. So like I remember my homegirl. Okay, so my boy, the Kid Rated R, did it first, like a couple weeks when my boy Nate the Great, man, shout out the kid. They just dropped a dope ass video. Gotta check that shit out. But they did that first, and then they told me about it, and I was like, dude, that's tight. I wish I could do that. I swear to God, spoken into existence. Because like the next week, my homegirl Ella calls me, and she was like, hey, they're doing Latin Heritage Month at the Apple Union Square, bro, and like, you know, you want to be part of it? I was like, for sure. So then, you know, that happened, but, you know, we wiggled in and kind of like nothing really came from it. And then my boy Carlitos, which is one of my managers, it's my manager's brother-in-law, and he was like, bro, you're awesome, bro. Like, let me introduce you to these people. So one thing led to another, and then we did it, and it was amazing, bro. That was the first time I think I've ever done like a 1 hour set, bro.
Oh,
that shit was exhausting.
I was gonna say 1 hour, damn.
Dude, my voice, and I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes too, blood. So like my voice would be fucked after like 30 minutes. I'm like, damn.
And it's just crazy dope though, you know, because I think like, you know, just the fact that you're hacking in culture in that environment, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I pride myself in that, bro. Like I have a lot of features with big artists, like not to be that guy, right? But I got a song in particular with Mr. F.A.B. And like my whole thing is like I do want to, you know, be in their world, but I also want to share my world with them. You feel me? So what I try to do is when I get an opportunity, you know, like with a big artist, I try to think, what has this artist haven't done before? You know what I mean? How can I push it into like,
how can you bring value to them?
You know what I mean? How can I like introduce them to something different, leave my trademark, you feel me? And I feel like an opportunity like that is always an opportunity to bring the culture up, you know what I mean? Like as far as like Nicaraguense culture, you feel me? Porque yo amo mi país, ¿me entendés? Y aunque sea de aquí, ¿me entendés? Yo considero Nicaragua mi país, ¿me entendés? It's the motherland, you know what I mean? So like I try to always find a way to sneak it in there, you feel me? And I'm proud to say that, like, leading by example, we've inspired a lot of people to, like, pick it up. You know what I mean? Because I feel like people were ashamed. They're not ashamed, but, like...
But they just weren't, like, being prideful about it.
Or no, it wasn't because that's the thing that when I started rapping the way that I rap in my angle, bro, I knew the Nicaraguenses were really, like, orgullosos. That's why I felt like that's my market, because I know that. You know what I mean? It's those little niches where you can kind of notice and shit, but I feel like a lot of artists were taking examples from different people that weren't inside of their race necessarily, and they were trying to imitate instead of innovate.
I see what you're saying.
I feel like that's the big thing. That's like the gray area where it's like you're either imitating or you're innovating. Always said it, bro. And it's one or the other. There's no black and white, bro. Like there's no such thing as a halfway crook, brother. You know what I mean? You can't go in and out, bro. You're innovating or imitating. Nothing wrong with either one. You know what I mean? But you got to make a decision on what you want to do. You know what I mean? So...
I already know that's the promo right there, just so you know. But that's facts, though. I agree with that 100% because I noticed that even like with the culture in San Jose, when it comes like imitating and innovating, like I see a lot of people kind of similar flows, or they're approaching or talking about the same dialogue. So like me coming and approach, like, you know what, I don't even want to do this. I want to do this. Like it was just thinking outside the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've just, you know, at the end of the day, if you're passionate about it, that's something that you can actually see manifesting and grow. Yeah. And you're not even worried about the like when it's gonna take, when it's gonna pop. You're just doing it because you love it.
Yeah.
And I can see that within you.
Well, right on, bro.
And you mentioned that too. I want to talk about Mr. F.A.B because the song was called El Sueño, Dreams in Spanish for the ones that don't know. Yeah. Music video was filmed at Oakland's Dope Era. Yeah. How did that even play out? How did you even get connected with Mr. F.A.B?
That shit was crazy, bro. So like it was through a person that really like that really believes in me. So you know, we approached him and then he was like, "Yeah, I got F.A.B," and I was like, "All right, cool." So I had already had this beat and this song. I wrote it like 2 years prior, and like I just put it in the vote, whatever, right? And then I had made the beat, and like I was just gonna give the beat to F.A.B, bro. And then like we ended up meeting up at Dope Era when it opened, and we was chilling with him, talking, and I showed him the song that I wanted him to hop on. He was like, "Ugh, this is sick," you feel me? So we kind of like started vibing. The video was hella funny though, cause like the video, it took like, I actually lost my job, like my real job for that. Shit. You feel me? So it was like, they didn't want to give me the time off. So I was like, man, all right, fuck you guys. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm out. You feel me? So
you gotta do what you gotta
off, bro. But it was crazy. The video was nuts because my boy Johnny Juarez from Broken Bridge Entertainment actually shot it. He's the one that's actually shot most of my videos on my channel. Awesome dude, you feel me? And he's amazing. But like, we had a lot of problems because, you know, when you deal with artists like this, is another reason why I kind of don't like dealing with artists, you feel me? Because their timetables are hella different to yours. You know what I mean? For sure. Like in your mind, your timetable is really urgent. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you know, they got a whole bunch of shit going on. Like F.A.B owns a store. Facts. He does a whole bunch of crazy shit. He's in fucking Egypt right now.
He's in Egypt right now.
You know what I mean? Like it's like. It's crazy, bro.
So these are hieroglyphics. These are the homies right here. This is where it started.
He did a freestyle fucking... I was just watching it on the way up here. He did a freestyle in the Nile River, bro. I was
that's
like,
insane.
That's epic, bro.
You can watch it on his
gram. Bro. It was insane. But yeah, it was dope. And, you know, a lot of shit happened. You know, scheduling stuff, you know, that was unavoidable. So at first I wanted him to be like... Because the song's called El Sueño, you feel me? So it's about selling the girl the dream, right? Mm-hmm. So I read this book that I absolutely love that helped change my life. It's called The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. It's the same dudes who did the 48 Laws of Power. Yeah, there you go, 48 Laws of Power. So it's the same dude, and it changed my life. You feel me? Because it's a way to getting what you want from you know, being like talking and the way that you carry yourself. You feel me? So I kind of like that, and I got this idea in my head where I'm like, what if there was like this book, like The Art of Seduction, but it was like, I use one of my rap books, right? So like it would be like the book is like it's like a hypnotizing charm, you feel me? Where it's like I have it open and the girls just They're zombies, you feel me? I close it and then they snap out of it, you feel me? Like it's super player shit. And then I thought about it, and then when I showed the song to Fab, I was like, bro, he's like the perfect dude for this. You feel me? Because when he come out with the Hey Baby shit, you feel me? When he's pimping and shit, like I feel like he's always game, you know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why he liked the song, you feel me? Because like after that, like he started wanting to rap in Spanish and some more shit, and it was insane. But yeah, we ended up doing that, and we went a dope era. So like the whole plot of the shit was that I'm moving, and I found the book inside of my shit, and then there was a statue that we found just hella random, bro, because we had to recreate the whole fucking video because Fab wasn't there. So we were like, holy shit. So we found this little bulldog statue, right? And then I thought about it. I was like, all right, we're just going to put a voice to the bulldog and post, right? So we ended up doing that shit. But the dog was supposed to be like the genie in the lamp. You know what I mean? So it was supposed to be guiding me, and it guided me to a dope era. And then he's like the pimp, you feel me?
I see what you're saying.
He's the man. So I took the girls with me, you feel me? We were just mobbing to dope era, got hella shots doing that shit. It was a good time, bro. I was hella fucking nervous, though. I'm not going to lie, bro. Cause
I mean, shit.
it was Mr. Fab, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up listening to this man, bro. Like that. Got the North, got the East, got the West. That's my shit, bro. Like, that's my shit, bro. Like, it was crazy, bro. So it was a really dope experience. Like, sometimes it is cool to meet your heroes. You know what I mean? Because it's a rewarding process, bro. And he's hella cool, bro. Yeah, he's hella cool. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And it was just a great time. But yeah, like Mr. Fab is awesome. Shout out Fab, man.
Yeah, real shit. Shout out to Fab, man. And you know, that's a huge collaboration, legendary, living legend. Yes, and the fact that he had the opportunity to collaborate with him, I think that's just phenomenal. I think that's just like, you know, integrating cultures. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We did it on our own, bro. No labels.
No labels. Yeah. Independent, man.
Straight up, bro.
So you got collaborations with Mr. Fab. I got a few other collaborations I want to talk about. I for sure want to ask you, because I know Xrated was just featured on No Jumper podcast recently after facing 26 years and some change. Yeah, and his status is legendary. Obviously, his resume is up there with Mac Dre just because of the fact that he's putting out. He put out fucking music from prison and blue.
Bro.
And blue. Who else could say that?
Yeah, bro. That's crazy.
So I know you were in the studio with him, and I know you were being creative, working directly with him. So how was that process? How did that even happen?
So yeah, same person that introduced me to Fab, introduced me to him.
Great network.
Yeah, man. Actually, you know what, man? Shout out Burns, man. You the man. Like, he's gonna love that shit too. But like he introduced me to Xrated right when he got out, and my manager is actually a really big Xrated fan. Like I knew about Xrated, but I didn't really dive into the music. You feel me? But every time I meet with an artist, I always dive into the music. Yeah, you got it. Because I like being able to read the sound and also be able to talk to them about what they feel. You feel me? So
just vibe with them.
Yeah, it was dope, bro. Like me and Xrated meeting was like a match made in heaven, bro, because he was really open-minded, bro. Like he's the way he carries himself, he's a real chill man. You know what I mean? You could tell, you know, like he was different in a past life, you know what I mean? But he was really dope, bro. Like he came into the studio, and I remember at that time I wasn't able to use the studio computers because I didn't know Pro Tools. So I had to lug my big ass all-in-one Mac and put it onto the shit and connect everything, bro. And I had made that beat for Natural like 2 years before. And when I was making a beat, bro, I had no fucking idea the record was gonna be the record. You know what I mean? And then I opened the shit by accident. You know what I mean? Because I was showing him a whole bunch of rap shit, and he was like, "That's tight, that's tight, that's tight. It's cool." We passed a few ones where he was like, "That's the one," and I was like, "All right, let me just keep going." And then I opened that one by accident, and then I'm going to change it, and then he's like, "No, that's it, that's it." And his manager looked at him like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro, that's it, bro." And then ended up one thing led to another, bro. The next day we had the song done. 2 days later we had the song mixed, bro. So it was like, it was dope. And then after that, it's just me and him. We've worked together a few times, and you know, I made beats for him and shit. So it was dope, bro. Like, it's dope being able to work with him, bro. Like, he was awesome, man.
That's legendary shit. Yeah, you know, and like same concept with me. You know, I knew about Xrated. I didn't know enough about him to be like, you know, I listened to his music and vice versa. So I had to dive in. After I dove in was after I watched the No Jumper podcast. Yeah, I watched the whole shit. Yeah, me too. I was like, bruh, this guy really dealt with some shit, bruh.
Insane, blood.
Bruh, he went through some shit. He dealt with prison. He was sentenced for murder, right? He was sentenced for like for life. He was sentenced for life.
He was locked up as long as I was alive.
Exactly. Period.
That's fucking insane, bruh. Period. That's like 26 years, 25 years, some shit like that, bruh. That's crazy, bro. I would fucking go crazy. And he still got out and still did all the shit that he's doing.
Exactly. And the fact that he can come out still relevant, that's the importance of branding. That's why all motherfuckers need to focus on your brand. Man. And, you know, it was just crazy hearing him talk about, like, you know, his realization and him being intellectual because he was getting...
He's hella smart.
He started getting involved with, like, politics, educating himself about all that shit. Yep. I thought that shit was hella fire. And he just explained, bro, because if you look at him and you understand his story from before, he's like, all I knew was crib. He's just like, that's all I know is crib. And I was like, shit, bro, real shit. Because in coming from that and transitioning into like an intellectual being,
he's a very smart man.
So much props.
He's smart. You can even tell by the way he carries himself, bro. He's a smart man, bro. I like being around people like that.
That's fire. You collaborated with some big people. One of the last people I want to mention is the people in the radar in the Latin community, reggaeton market, all the way up in Panama. I want to give a shout out to Los Racas.
Shout out Los Racas, man. I was just in the studio with them today.
Yeah, you were just in the studio. You just mentioned off camera. So, like, I know this relationship's a little different. You work with them more frequently. You have some music already released with them. And Los Racas, they've been out here in San Jose. They did some stuff with events. Like, they've been doing their thing. So, like, you know, what's the relationship with them?
Oh, we're fucking great. We're amazing. Like, everybody else that I work with, it's like, it's cool, you know, like we haven't got an opportunity to get super close, bro. But me and Los Racas, we took trips to like Panama already, bro. Like we actually just got back. We shot that video in Panama, bro. That shit was wild, bro. Cause I remember like we were looking for spots, bro, and I didn't think the hype was that real, bro. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro, but like we went into Panama and we found this spot, bro. We were just scouting for spots, and we're like, fuck it, we got this street. And then the way that the sun was hitting through the buildings, it was awesome. And we're like, bro, let's do it. So we got off, bro. Nobody was on that street.
Yeah.
Nobody. Maybe like the lady from the store selling chicle and shit, right?
Exactly.
Bro, I swear to God, 15 minutes later, bro, I kid you not, there was everybody hanging out the balcony.
Like, ¿qué está pasando aquí?
You couldn't even hear shit, bro. Like, I was trying to communicate with the camera guy, and the camera guy's like, I can't hear you. And I'm like, bro, I can't even hear the music. What part are we in, blood? Like, it was insane, bro. It was absolutely insane. They get mad love out there, bro. Like, we had some crazy ass like stories out there. We had some sketchy moments. You feel me? Like,
I mean, it makes sense.
Barrio. Oh man, bro, you have no idea.
It's the same thing in Nicaragua, man. You walk around anywhere, you just gotta like think twice where you're at.
Yeah,
shit.
bro, you can't be over there, bro. We was walking around like a lick, bro. So like
we was walking licks for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You feel me? But luckily, man, like they get stupid love, bro. Everybody loves them out there. I met a lot of people, you know, that were connected to some really big places. Their team out there, man. Shout out Rockamar. Shout out Junito, man. Shout out everybody that helped us out. My nigga Blake, bro. Everybody, man. Great fucking production. Amazing video. And that song, we actually made it like 4 years prior.
Damn.
So we've been working for a minute, blood. Like, we've been working, but now we're like really, really strong. You feel me? So, like, I'm making beats for them and recording them and, like, you know, like doing this and that. They bring me all their projects and we flip them and do shit, like remake beats. And, you know, it's a cool vibe. All we do is smoke weed, drink Hennessy.
Hell yeah, music, just cool.
Bro. That's how we do, man.
That's how I do with the real homies and shit.
Yeah, man.
So, like, San Francisco, Los Racas, they're from Oakland, right?
They're from Oakland, yes.
So, you know, that's a big difference. I mean, it's obviously
no,
like...
it's
like
difference.
It's a big difference.
That's how I know you really from the Bay.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, even though it's like, 20-minute drive away from after the bridge, it's just a different world and shit. So how did you bridge that gap? Was it through a network or was it just like you actually going on your way to meet them?
No, we met through their old engineer that helped them create a lot of stuff. You feel me? Back in the day, like music wise. And you know, we met through there, and I did this song that's on my album called Calle La Noche. That was the first song we ever did. Oh, dude, that was so juiced, you know, because I fuck with Los Rockers, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up, you know, listening to them when I was 15, or no, I was younger than that. I was like 14, bruh. And then like they were already on the radio, you feel me? So it was tight, bro. Like to me, it was a dope ass. It was a blessing, bro. And then, you know, ever since then, we started working more and more and more, and just building this catalog and shit. You know what I mean? So we kind of like linked up, and then, you know, we kind of came to terms eventually that we were like, bro, we're kind of like the shit out here, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we should really get together and really do this
because you're the only Latino groups cracking in the rap market. You feel what I'm saying? That's big. You feel me? That's why everyone was standing behind you guys, and I feel like that shit was nice.
That shit's cool, bro. I love that. I just went on tour. I just toured with them, actually. I just went on tour with them. I did, what the fuck was the first city? Oh, it was San Diego. And then it was Fresno, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Santa Cruz.
Damn, touring with Los Racas.
That shit was tight.
That shit's different. That's not
hella tight.
You moving, you going place to place. You experiencing. You're like experiencing culture. Other places. But they fuck with your shit all the way out here in the Bay.
Yeah, bro, and it was cool because to me it was a learning experience, bro. Because like I always try to get better at everything I do, and I don't know if you ever got a chance to see them live, but they're fucking tight live, bro. Like they're hella dope, bro. Like they're insanely dope. Like you see them on stage, and you know, Dune is the one that's on the speaker and shit. You know, doing the thing just on the speaker, and then Rico's, you know, in the back just enjoying himself with a smile, singing. You know what I mean? Like he's chilling, bro. And it was dope seeing their dynamic, bro. You know, I've seen it in the studio and I've seen them perform many times, bro. But like seeing it from, you know, the side door, from behind the scenes, it was different because you get to see the crowd's reaction too. You know what I mean? And then we also went on tour with Making Moves, man. Shout out to Making Movies, man. So it was cool, man. It was a good opportunity, bro. Yeah.
Genuine, authentic, as the way it should be.
Hell yeah.
I want to take this time to give a shout out to a San Jose artist. Shout out to the homie 14K with his mixtape out called No Safety EP. 5 tracks on there. Make sure you go check that out. It's available on his actual Instagram at 14K. Check in with him. And if you have any feedback on him, go ahead and tag him, comment, leave some love. And shout out to the homie 14K.
Shout out.
But the last thing I want to ask you is about the one and only big dog himself, Pinolero. So Pinolero, for the ones that don't know, obviously, because, you know, his art is a selfish podcast.
We for sure know.
We for sure know. He's a viral sensation from all over New York, Miami, Bay Area, all over Nicaragua. And he has his, you know, his transport business. His import business. He has his clothing line. Yeah. He's doing all types of shit.
Hell yeah.
How did you meet him, and how, like, you know, why the fuck should people even know Pinolero? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, somebody asked me that shit, like, how do you meet Pinolero? And I fucking forgot, bro. I've seen him so many times.
It's just like
often. I don't even remember, bro. Like, I remember the first time I remember, like, he coming to my studio or coming to my, used to have a little room when I was like 21, and I used to have all my shit there, right? And he came to my studio, and that's when I did that song, Chavalo. I had Chavalo out. And then he was like, bro, you're fucking tight, bro. And like, it was good. It felt good to me because like, it was somebody that was already hella popping.
Exactly.
And then like,
it was like reassurance, like just giving you like that validation. Like, you got it.
Yeah, you feel me? Because he was like, bro, nobody raps like you. Like, and you know, I say my head, boss, all that shit on the track. Actually, Los Racas told me that shit too. They were like, bro, I ain't never heard somebody say boss on the track. And I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, shit. But it's dope. You feel me? That validation and shit. Like, it's not really care about the validation like that, but it's more like the it's just
inspiring. It's
inspiration. Because it's like, bro, like he told me that I'm dope. You know what I mean? So Pinolero's a really good like influence, bro. Like, he's really good. He showed me how to motivate myself, you feel me, to do better. He's a hustler, you feel me? Like, at 19, I believe, and I'm sorry, bro, if I fuck this up, bro, but I think at 19 he had his own FedEx Ground business, bro. Like
a third party?
Yeah, like a third party, I believe. I don't really know too much of the details, but that's what he was telling me. Like, at 19, blood, I was fucking eating shit and like in juvie or no, in jail at 19, blood. Like, I was like, fuck, I sucked, bro. But he was already ahead of the curve, bro. Like, that's why I respect that man, like, completely. Oíste, puta, te respeto.
Shout out, man. Shout out to Pinolero, man. Real shit. Up, and you know, just want to give a shout out to all the Latinos. Shout out to all the Nicaraguenses. We just want to highlight the culture. You know, I think it's important for us to pay dues back to the homie and the culture and la cultura. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's beautiful. I think it's fantastic that we got this shit going on right now. So I want to give you an opportunity to kind of give some advice to the people, the audience that are in the process of trying to hack the specific niche of speaking Spanish in their music, rapping Latino, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like rapping, because a lot of people feel like they're kind of pressured to do a certain thing, like how you said, instead of innovate, they imitate. Yeah. So what's some advice you want to give to those people?
I mean, I'm not really one to give advice, bro, because, you know, like, I make suggestions. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I guess I would say, don't be afraid to push the envelope. Like, and being an innovator is hard work. Like, it's not like you can imitate, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You could do that. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with it. But it's you know, if you really want to make an impact, innovation's the way to go. And I would feel like, it's just, you know, like being able to like experiment with things and make shit your own. You feel me? And I would say not to be afraid of that. You feel me? Like, it's difficult. It's going to be a long road. It's the longest road you can take. But like my dad always used to tell me, es mejor, a veces no puede andar en el camino, tener que agarrar el machete y cortar por la jungla.
Fact.
You feel me? You gotta make your own path, bro. Sometimes you can't follow the road. Sometimes you don't have to follow the road. You just gotta grab your machete and cut through the jungle. You know what I mean? And it's just, that's what it is, bro. And just don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid to fail. Bro, that shit sucks.
That shit does fucking suck.
That shit sucks, bro.
It's an element of success as well, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's like trial and error. You know, the faster you fail, the quicker you learn how to rebuttal from it, and you're able to keep going.
And bounce back, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people give up because they're afraid to fail, bro. Like, I rather fail because it's a blessing and a curse, blood. Like, I rather fail and fall on my ass and know, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that than, you know, fucking around and just giving up right there because, you know, I was like too scared to get back up. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, there ain't no time for that shit, man. This shit. See, if you scared, go to church, bro. Straight up, bro.
Real shit, man. We're the Ice Cube and shit.
Oh,
that shit ain't easy though. When you take an L, like sometimes that shit will leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Bro, I've taken L's, bro, like expensive L's. You know what I mean? And I still don't know what a loss is, bro. Because honestly, bro, like I know that I'm gonna be taking losses, bro. When the money come in like fat, bro. And that's when you really taking that. That's why I say I don't know what a loss is yet, bro. We don't know what a loss is, bro.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like once that big money come in and you just lost $100K because you said something stupid on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like that's a loss, bro. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, and that's another thing that I want to tell like artists is you assume responsibility for your own actions.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And be responsible on your social media, bro. That shit is part of our life now. I mean, you can't be going over there saying some whole dumb shit about women or about other people and what their preferences are because that's just not how this shit works now, bro. You know what I mean? So you gotta be responsible and also take accountability for your mistakes. That shit goes a long way.
I think someone needs to tell Antonio Brown that shit because that motherfucker is fucking up on that shit.
Yeah, bro. Some people don't give a fuck, but then some people make their businesses on that shit. You know what I mean? On that negative shit. You feel me? But then
Takashi?
Like, I mean, that's a perfect example, bro. Like, but look what happened.
Yeah, he's up and locked up, man.
Look what happened, bro. And on some whole other shit, too, bro. So,
and it's crazy about that, too, is that, like, you know, a lot of people were giving him props because he was Latino. You know what I'm saying? And he was cracking in that market, and he was hitting it hard where he was getting every demographic.
Yeah.
But eventually, like, you know, that shit caught back up to him. You know?
Yeah, bro. You know, you got to, it's sacrifices, bro. The faster you rise, the harder you fall. You know what I mean? So it was just a year span, blood. Like, it was crazy. Like, people were really, like, reading into it. Like, motherfuckers that I know was online, like, yeah, fuck y'all. And, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Come see me. Tag your location, bro. Like, it's crazy. People bought into the hype until they seen it. They're like, oh, you actually could go to jail.
Yep. That shit's real.
That shit's crazy, bro.
When life hits you, and when you're in there, bro, people don't give a fuck about what's going on here.
Hell
like, this is a privilege. You feel me?
Yeah.
You in there, it's like you either other, you're either Latino, or you're black or whatever.
Oh
like,
yeah, and those
categorized.
politics are crazy, blood. You know what I mean? They're crazy. I've never done hard time like that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I did a lot of time in juvie and county and shit, but like my manager is like really like he went there and he tells me about that type of shit all the time. He's like, bro, there's 3 things in life that I love: pussy, money, and weed, and ain't none of that shit in there, blood.
Ain't none of that in there,
and
man.
that's why I was like, man, bro, like I'm really grateful, man. Shout out my squad. I can't even believe that I went this far without shouting out my squad, man. But shout out Sport Kings Entertainment. They really helped me through really difficult times, like when my cousin died, when my brother died. Like, they helped me get through all that shit, bro. And like, they put up with me and my depression and that crazy shit, man. So they really helped me, but they showed me the way, bro. You know what I mean? Like, they showed me the way, bro. And they tell me about shit all the time, bro. Like, it's a blessing to be out here, bro. You know what I mean? Like, when I be tripping, I be stressing out. Like, he'd be like, bro, remember, you could be locked up right now. You could be putting on your shower shoes right now, bud.
Yep.
And it's real, bro. You know what I mean? So you gotta just appreciate life, bro, and just do what you love to do. You know what I mean? Shit, fuck it. Unless it's hurting you or others, then don't do that.
And isn't that the beautiful thing about having perspective? You know, because like when I was going to Nicaragua, my family is from Granada and Managua. So Granada, I love Granada because it's like it's a small capital. And every time I go to my grandma's house, it's like dirt. You can see that. You can see the sky when you're laying down. You can see it through the cracks.
Oh, when you're laying on the maca with a toña.
With a toña. Toña's a beer in Nicaragua.
Shout out, man. It's like the Corona, bro. You know what I mean?
It really is.
It's fucking beautiful, though.
And my dad's from a street called Chico Tripa where they make a bomb-ass fritanga. You know,
oh, for real?
Frito.
What city is that
My
in?
mouth watering talking about this shit right now.
That's in Granada?
It's in Granada, yeah. So it's a block called Cayo Guzman, Chico Tripa, right? And then Just like going there, visiting. I would go there for like a month. I would stay like for 30 days. I'll be there for a long time. And that's where my Spanish falls out. It falls in every time I go back in and out.
That's how it is.
But, every time I go there, I just get so much perspective. Because a lot of these kids, they don't even got shoes on their feet. Bruh. Some of them are fucking all day with chicle. But these kids, no hands, holding their shit.
Yeah.
And they're with their whole family hustling.
Yeah, my dad used to do that shit.
And even when you go to the stop, you pull up to the light.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's like, hey, yo, bro, I don't want to do that shit.
Bro, you'll go, I kid you not, you will go to each light and they'll do that each fucking light. Un peso, me regala un peso.
Yeah,
they'll say it with the most.
Por favor. And I'm like, damn, bro.
Un
acuerdo, por
gordo.
favor. Dale pues, toma. Ni quería eso, pero toma.
Bro, that's hilarious.
But it's crazy, bro. Like, out there, people don't, like, and it's crazy, bro, because, like, people don't understand how much we are at liberty living in America, bro.
Oh, for sure.
There's countries and regimes in those countries that don't let you do shit. And that's all I'm going to say about that shit. Yeah. But I'm just letting you know that we are blessed to be Americans. I be telling my friends that haven't been to other countries, they be like, yeah, bro, freedom of speech. Yeah, that shit don't exist over there, bro.
Oh, no, real shit. They'll do that shit. They'll fuck you up.
They'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's all we should say about that.
And just like, like I said, it's just good to have perspective because like when I taste that, I go out there and I just, even when you take a shower, bro, just fucking a pipe, un agua, un taza, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You do that.
And then after a certain time, they cut the water off. You feel me? So you're screwed.
So just like, and then when you come here and you see people complain, I'm like, bro, it's not that bad.
Like I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. We just slept on the floor.
Real shit.
Nah, bro. Luckily, I've never been to Nicaragua and slept on the floor, bro. But like I've been to people's houses and shit, bro. And the type of shit they look. I hate bugs, bro.
Oh yeah,
I
got some bugs big as fuck,
bro. Those fucking ants, bro. They carry leaves, bro, by themselves, bro. They're like fucking sweet. Hey, bro, and it's crazy because like they have centipedes, but they have little baby centipedes running around everywhere, bro. And I'm like, man, that shit crazy, bro. That shit ugly out there like that, bro.
Those red ants will bite the fuck out of you,
bro. I remember I was walking through the through a hotel one time, bro, and I was like, I had just gotten out the pool, so I had no socks on. And then I'm walking, right? And all of a sudden, I'm getting right next to the room. I'm like, what the fuck? I see un big ass bite. Así de grande, mira, así grandotote, loco. And I was like, oh, bro. I was trying to scratch it, and it wouldn't go away, bro. Like, it burned the fuck out of me. And I'm like, bro, these ants are like on crack, bro. Like, what's wrong with these motherfuckers? They're like whole crack. Like,
not
whole
lying,
fucking
bro.
Ants, bro. It's insane. And I don't do centipedes or snakes.
Yeah, fuck all
Fuck
that.
all
We'll
that.
see some shit. This is the last story. I'll leave it at because this shit's hilarious. When we went to San Juan del Sur, it's like a beautiful ass area. It's like I might be mistaken, but I don't know if that's like what's it called, a dormant volcano that just filled up with water, or if that's just like an actual lake. I might be confused.
You talking about San Juan del Sur or Lake Managua?
I think it's San Juan del Sur. That's what I'm saying.
There is a volcano over there, but I'm not sure if it's active or not.
Yeah. So all I remember is that this motherfucking restaurant in San Juan del Sur have a pet monkey on a leash.
That's wild.
And they had that motherfucker chilling because they said, oh, no se quiere ir, siempre regresa.
Siempre regresa.
So they're just like, we just tie that motherfucker up and they just have him as a pet. And my dad is like,
man.
oh shit, un mono, he's about to take a fucking picture. This motherfucker jumps on him, bruh. And he just starts tripping like,
oh, he was tripping?
Like the donkey jumped on my dad. My dad was like, oh shit. My dad was tripping.
Oh, I thought the monkey was tripping. I was like,
the monkey was just like hella high. He jumped on that shit. This shit was hella funny, bro. One of the craziest stories, bro.
I love Nicaragua, man.
It's one of a kind. Everyone got to take the time to go. And a lot of white people love to surf over there, apparently.
Yeah, bro.
But, shout out to the Bay Area. Shout out to Nicaragua.
Yikes.
Shout out to the homie Youngin. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this podcast. And thank you for coming out here.
Thank you for having me, bro.
And you came all the way to San Jose from Richmond.
Yeah, man. That's Vallejo to be exact.
Vallejo.
That's fucking fun.
All the way to the Vallejo, all the way down south, South San Jose. Much love. Hollister, shout out to y'all too.
Man,
you know what
shout
I'm
out
saying?
Hollister, man. I love Hollister, but every time I go over there, I have hella fun. Man. Shout out Amy, you know what's happening. That should be lit, man. But thank you for having me.
So, how can they find you? Where can they access your music? And, what's next?
You can follow me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, YOUNGINFLOE. So it's Young and Flow with an E. And then you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music. We just recently got on Pandora, which is fucking hard to do. So
there you go.
Yeah, we got on Pandora, so you can find me on Pandora. And then we just doing hella shows and hella shit. You feel me? So, and if you want to rap, or you won't need a dope ass engineer, I'm the man for the job. We in Richmond. Shout out to Shop Studios. That's where I work out of, man. Beautiful place. Awesome vibe. And we got a dope ass piano in the middle of the fucking thing, bro. So, you know, you can go fuck around. You know what I mean? So it's dope, man. Come over here and come fuck with us, man. Shout out Will Gennaro and Josh for giving me the opportunity to work there. And yeah, man, you can catch me everywhere, bro. Every single place you can imagine. Oh, and on YouTube, too. YouTube, same shit. Young and Flow.
You got 2.5 subscribers. Don't get it twisted. He all over the map.
Yeah,
Chapped in.
Bro,
so shout out to my Nicoya coming down. First Nicoya on the podcast. Won't be the last time you won't be here. And it ain't exclusive if it ain't an Emlyn exclusive. This is the Low Key Facts podcast. This is your boy BQ, the homie Youngin, and we out. Peace.